Hi, I'm Maya from Book from Dreams and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to bring you a smallish book haul. I have accumulated 9 new books since summer. So let's just go through them. First we'll start with science fiction. The first book I want to show you is The Last Astronaut by David Wellington. So basically, I'll just read you what it says in the back. A huge alien object has entered the solar system and is now poised above the Earth. It has made no attempts to communicate. Out of time and options, NASA turns to former mission commander Sally Jansen, I think. Maybe it's Jansen if she's like Swedish or something. I don't know. So she was NASA's leading astronaut until a mission to Mars ended in a disaster. Haunted by the memory, she lives in anonymity, convinced her days in space are over. She is wrong. So it's a sci-fi thriller and I'm looking forward to getting to it soon. Then I got John Scalzi's The Kaiju Preservation Society. Look at that awesome cover. Look at that. How cool is this? So basically this is a book that came out, I think, this year. And if you listen to the author describing it, it's supposed to be a pop song of a book, and it really is. So basically we follow, what's the dude's name? Jamie. So basically Jamie worked in a high-tech startup, and he gets laid off, and then he takes a low-wage job delivering takeout. This is during the pandemic. So during his second job, he meets an old friend. So this friend introduces him to this animal rights organization that takes care of animals, the Kaiju, who basically live in an alternate dimension of Earth. And then when he gets there, stuff starts happening. I read this, I really enjoyed it, and as soon as I saw it in this shop, I decided to take it because it's really cool, and I'm definitely going to reread it a couple of times. The last sci-fi book I want to show you is a book I got for my birthday, and that is Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. I love this book. I've read it twice already. I've seen the movies a million times. But yeah, basically this is a book about sort of Jurassic Park is a theme park with dinosaurs. So to test the park, the rich guy brings a bunch of scientists and his 2 grandchildren to see how they will react. Test audience of sorts, and then of course things go wrong. I really enjoyed this book and I'm definitely going to reread it again and again and again. Alright, now let's go to the urban fantasy section. So I got book 3 in the Last Mile in Sonder City series, Fetch Phillips series by Luke Arnold. Basically this is One Foot in the Fade. Since this is book 3, I'm not going to read you what this is about because it might be spoilery for book 2 and book 1. But basically in this series we follow Fetch Phillips, who lives in a world where mythical creatures and magic was real, and something happened that made the magic go away, and it affects the vampires, the sirens, every mythical creature that used magic to survive. So Fetch Phillips basically is sort of like a private investigator. He helps people from the magical world who are in trouble. And this is book 3 in the series, and when I read book 2 I will get to it soon. Look how awesome that cover is. Really cool. And then I have The Imaginary Corpse by Tyler Hayes. So this is insane. First of all, look at the cover and try to figure out what this is before I actually read it to you what this book is about. In a world where Toy Story meets Sin City, a dinosaur detective bottles his own trauma, and a serial killer hell-bent on shaking up an already messed up town. Tippy, the Triceratops, was once someone's best friend, a sunshine yellow toy detective imagined to help make sense of the world. But inescapable tragedy forced Trippy to be set aside, still loved, still real, but now abandoned. So he found a home in the underbelly of the imagination, a place called Still Real. But friends keep disappearing here, and Tippy is left chasing a mysterious figure who can do the impossible, kill an idea, permanently. With fear and anxiety already ripe on the streets of Playtown Town, oh my god, this is insane, Tippy must face his own demons before all that is left is imaginary corpses. So basically it says here, I'm introducing a fantasy noir of an entirely different breed. I'm so looking forward to reading this. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully. Now let's get to the fantasy section of this haul. So I got The Empire of Ashes by Anthony Ryan and The Legion of Flame by Anthony Ryan. These are book 2 and 3 in his, I can never remember this, Draconis Memoria series. Basically, this is book 2. All right, I have to put this one up. So in this world, as you can see, each cover has a dragon on it. So this is a fantasy world in which people hunt and breed dragons for their blood, because there's a certain small percent of population that can use their blood and sort of develop superpowers. Depending on what kind of a dragon they have, you have different kind of superpowers. And this world is sort of run by corporations. And in the first book, we follow this giant conflict between two corporations. You know, they have armies, they have stuff, they have spies, and you know, it's a very large and complicated world. I read the first book during August. Oh my God, what's that called? The readathon with dragons. Oh my God. So basically, it was a readathon with dragons. So I read the first one. I liked it enough to get the second and third one. But even if I didn't, I mean, the covers are pretty cool. So yeah, these are the books I'm gonna keep in my collection. Then I got my hands on The Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. This humongous book is about something. I don't know. Let me tell you. So it has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their internal empire, even as they tear down our own. Now, only a few tiny sparks of light endure in a sea of darkness. Gabriel de Leon, half man, half monster, and last remaining Silver Saint, a sworn brother of the Holy Silver Order dedicated to defending the realm from the creatures of the night, is all that stands between the world and its end. Ooh. Now imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story, a story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, of the wars of the blood and the forever king, and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. So yeah, I enjoy J. Kristoff's writing, and I am, you know, doesn't have footnotes, so that's good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to it quite soon, hopefully. And the last book in my haul is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, or Shuri, I'm not sure. So this book is marketed as a fantasy romance, so I'll just tell you what this is about. I mean, it's pretty big, so... So trapped by her despotic brother within the crumbling walls of an ancient temple, Princess Malini dreams of vengeance. Meanwhile, maidservant Priya, forced to disavow her power and her birthright because of her past, dreams of freedom. In a world beset by wild magic and turbulent uprising, their destinies will become irrevocably tangled. Took me a couple of tries to say that one. And together they will set an empire ablaze. So yeah, this should be fun. I know the sequel came out recently, the Oleander something sword, I think. So yeah, this has been on my TBR for a bit. So when I saw that they had the physical copy in the shop, I took it so I can motivate myself to read it sooner. So those are all the books that I got in this, you know, from summer till now. Yeah, if you have read any of them and you want to share your thoughts, please do down below in the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, like this video if you did. There are some links in the description box for you to check out. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!